You want to win, you want to dominate, then you better stop waking up like a peasant. The second you open your eyes in the morning, the war has already started, and most people have already lost by the time they roll over and reach for their phone. That's the difference between the winners and the losers. The losers wake up reacting, the winners wake up executing. There's no middle ground, there's no gray area. Either you own the day or the day owns you. And guess what? Most of you are slaves to your own weakness the moment the alarm goes off. You don't even realize it because you've normalized failure. Hitting snooze, that's failure. Lying there for 10 more minutes thinking about what you have to do instead of getting up and doing it. That's failure. You start your day by losing, and then you wonder why your life feels stuck. Why you feel behind. It's not the world, it's you. It's that soft version of you that wins every morning before you've even gotten out of bed. When your alarm goes off, that's not just a sound, that's a signal. That's the universe handing you a choice, warrior or weakling, king or coward, and most of you are choosing cowardice and calling it comfort. You think rest is self-care. No, rest is the reward. You earn it through grind. You don't wake up hoping to feel good. You wake up ready to do what's required whether you feel like it or not. That's the battlefield right there. The first minute, if you delay, you lose. If you move, you win. That decision sets the tone for the entire day, because how you do one thing is how you do everything. You start weak, you stay weak. There's this illusion people love to sell that successful people are somehow different, that they've got some magic motivation or a secret sauce. No, what they've got is control. Control over the morning, control over their habits, control over their reactions. The real difference is that they don't negotiate with their mind. You think the hyper-formers, the killers, the elite feel like doing it every morning. You think they wake up full of joy and enthusiasm. No, they feel what you feel, but they act differently. They feel the resistance and they override it. They feel the pain and they embrace it. They feel the comfort of the bed and they reject it because they've chosen mastery over mediocrity. The moment you wake up, your mind is at its sharpest. You've had hours away from distraction. No messages, no noise, no input. That's your edge. That's your moment of power. What you do with that window matters more than anything else you do all day. Because if you lose that window, you go into the day reactive. And once you're reactive, you're in survival mode. People say they want success, but they walk into their day like amateurs. No direction, no clarity, no intensity. You think you're going to make it. You think you're going to rise above average by being casual with your mornings. Get real, the ones who dominate, the ones who crush it. They're up before the sun because they know the early hours are sacred. That's when you build the beast. The first 30 minutes of your day determine everything. I'm not talking about rituals or routines that make you feel good. I'm talking about systems that make you dangerous. You hydrate, you move, you breathe, you visualize, you plan every action deliberate. Every move calculated. You're not aimlessly drifting through the morning. You're establishing control. You're seizing time. You're telling your subconscious, I'm in charge. That's how the killers move. While most people are still scrolling social media, still dreaming of a life they'll never build, the winners are already stacking victories. You think millionaires and champions start their day with dopamine hits from their phones. You think they wake up to chaos and then magically organize success from that mess. No, they design their environment, they prime their minds, they build their mornings with purpose. You want to be like them. Start by acting like them. Start by refusing to allow randomness into your first hour. You wake up, you own it. You command the space, you dominate the quiet. If your morning doesn't hurt a little, you're doing it wrong. If you wake up and feel perfectly comfortable, you've already lost. Growth doesn't come from comfort. It comes from friction, from choosing the hard path, from facing discomfort head on. Cold showers, early training, fasting, silence. That's not punishment. That's preparation. That's how you harden the mind. That's how you sharpen the sword. While everyone else is easing into their day like it's a vacation, you're forging a weapon out of yourself. And don't even get me started on people who say I'm not a morning person. That's one of the softest lies people tell themselves. That's not a personality type. That's a lack of discipline. You've trained yourself to be weak, and now you're defending the weakness like it's your identity. The truth is, your body will adapt to whatever standard you enforce. Wake up at 5 a.m. every day for a month and guess what? You'll become a morning person. The problem is you want to feel like it. You're addicted to comfort. You're waiting for the day it feels easy. That day never comes. The warriors never wait. They act, they move, they dominate whether it's convenient or not. Discipline starts before the sun rises. It starts when the world is quiet, when no one's watching, when there's no applause, no validation. Just you and the decision get up or stay soft. That's where self-respect is built. That's where confidence is forged. You want self-esteem? Stop reading self-help books and start keeping the promises you make to yourself. You said you'd wake up early, do it. You said you'd train, do it. You said you'd build your business, then wake up like someone who means it. Your schedule should reflect your ambition. Your morning should look like a launch pad, not a recovery ward. You have to earn the right to have a good day. You earn it by dominating the morning. You don't just drift into success. You hammer it out of discipline. You carve it out of steel will. Every step you take from the moment your eyes open is a vote for the man you want to become, or the weak version you keep trying to leave behind. Every morning the battle is the same, progress or pity, power or passivity, purpose or procrastination. And let me tell you something else, the world is full of people who will tell you to slow down, to relax, to take it easy. They'll try to shame you for wanting more. They'll say you're obsessed, you're too intense, you're too rigid. Let them talk. You know why? Because their mornings are chaotic. Their lives are undisciplined, and misery loves company. Your structure exposes their slack. Your routine reminds them of their lack of control, so they mock what they don't have the strength to pursue. If your morning routine is built on convenience, it's built on failure. You want real results? Build it on necessity. Build it on non-negotiables. Wake up early because you have to. Move your body because you must. Read, study, execute, because if you don't, you fall behind. It's not luxury, it's survival. This is war. You're fighting for your future every day, and the battleground starts the second that alarm goes off. That voice in your head, the one that says, stay in bed, sleep a little more, you deserve rest. That voice is your enemy. It wants you average, it wants you weak, and it shows up every morning with a plan to destroy you. You kill that voice before breakfast. You suffocate it with action. You silence it with movement. You prove to it day after day that you are not a slave to emotion. You are a master of discipline. People love to fantasize about success. They romanticize the lifestyle, fast cars, luxury trips, power, respect. But none of that happens without the boring stuff. None of that happens without the cold mornings. The quiet discipline, the lonely workouts, the early planning, it's not glamorous, it's not flashy. It's just brutal, relentless consistency. The kind of consistency that stacks day after day until you look around one day and you're living in the results you used to dream about. Every morning you're being tested. You're being asked one question, how bad do you want it? And your actions answer for you, not your words, not your vision board, not your affirmations, your actions. You either move like someone on a mission, or you move like someone waiting for permission. You either rise or you rot. It's that simple. Stop pretending you're too busy. Stop pretending you don't have time. You had time to scroll for 2 hours last night. You had time to binge on Netflix. You had time to gossip, to waste, to delay. But now suddenly you don't have time for discipline. No, you don't have priorities. You don't have hunger. Your life reflects what you really value, and right now, your morning routine says you value comfort more than greatness. That's why you feel stuck. Your morning is a mirror. It shows you exactly who you are. Not who you want to be, not who you claim to be, who you really are. And if that reflection makes you uncomfortable, good. Change it. Transform it. Build the kind of routine that scares weakness out of your system. Build a life so structured and aggressive in the morning that the rest of the day feels like you're simply executing on momentum. You want results. Start with your sunrise. You want to win. Win your morning. That's not some motivational slogan. That's a system. That's a code. Your body isn't tired. Your soul is just undisciplined. So fix it, control it, conquer it. Do it without applause. Do it without comfort. Do it without needing to be in the mood. And one day you'll realize you didn't just build a routine. You built a weapon, and the world doesn't stand a chance against a man who wakes up ready for war. If you've mastered the morning, congratulations, you've earned the right to continue. But don't get it twisted. That early dominance isn't the finish line, it's the launch pad. Most people think winning the morning is enough. They feel a bit of pride because they woke up early, maybe hit the gym, maybe drank some lemon water or wrote in their journal. They ride that little wave of self-congratulation into a lazy day. That's not what this is about. That's not how killers operate. You don't win once and relax, you win and then double down. You start fast and get faster. The morning is just the ignition switch. Now you've got to apply pressure all day long until the sun goes down. This is what separates the disciplined from the delusional. Discipline means your entire day is structured with intention, not robotic but focused. Every block of time is owned, every action, a conscious decision, not a default behavior. You don't drift, you don't coast, you create, you build, you destroy weakness every hour with precision. The weak man spends the morning getting hyped and motivated, then by noon he's distracted, lost in chaos, reacting to messages, drowning in notifications. The disciplined man, he's locked in, the phone doesn't own him, the world doesn't dictate his schedule, he decides what matters, he decides where his energy goes. Let's talk about energy. It's not just physical, it's mental, emotional, spiritual. You protect your energy like it's your last breath, because it is. If you leak your energy to nonsense people who drain you, media that poisons your mind, habits that sap your drive, you're done. You could wake up at 4 a.m. every day and still be a loser if you spend the rest of the day chasing distractions. That's what most people do. They think early mornings will fix everything, but they carry their same lazy patterns into the rest of the day. They still live on autopilot, they still move without intention, and so they remain stuck, frustrated, and average. You've got to become ruthless with your time. Every hour is a battlefield. Every conversation is a negotiation with your future. You either make decisions that elevate you or enslave you. You either execute or you make excuses. There is no in between. You can't say you want freedom, wealth, power, and then live like a civilian. That's hypocrisy. You say you want to be elite, then act like it. From the moment you finish your morning routine, your life should be a series of attacks: strategic, aggressive, relentless. You eliminate waste. You eliminate weak associations. You eliminate the version of yourself that wants to chill. That version has to die every single day. You don't just manage time, you dominate it. You bend time around your goals. While everyone else complains about not having enough time, you're building systems. You're stacking momentum. You're leveraging every hour because you know time is the most valuable currency on the planet. You're not just on the clock, you own the clock. That means you know exactly what you need to do every day before the day even starts. You don't ask, what should I work on? You already know. You don't waste mental energy figuring it out. You reserve that energy for execution. Execution is everything. You can have a beautiful morning routine, a perfect planner, a list of goals on your wall, but if you don't execute with intensity, it's worthless. This is where most people fall off. They feel proud for planning, but they never follow through. They think planning is progress. It's not. Planning without execution is just procrastination dressed in a suit. The only thing that matters is what you do, not what you say you'll do, not what you think about doing, what you actually do daily, consistently, no matter what. And yes, some days will suck. You'll be tired. You'll be stressed. You'll want to quit. But that's the test. That's where most people get exposed. You think champions feel great every day. No, they feel just like you. But they've trained their minds to operate regardless of emotion. Their habits are stronger than their moods. That's what you've got to build, a system that works even when you don't feel like working. Because discipline is doing what must be done, especially when you don't feel like it. You've got to treat your life like a mission, and missions require clarity. That means your goals are crystal clear, not vague fantasies. Clear, defined, written down, scheduled, and attacked. Most people don't have goals. They have wishes. They say things like, I want to be rich, or I want to be in shape. But there's no strategy, no schedule, no commitment. That's why they lose. That's why they stay stuck in mediocrity. A real goal has a deadline. A real goal has non-negotiable steps. A real goal is backed by action, not emotion, and don't fall for the productivity trap. A full calendar doesn't mean you're doing the right things. You could be busy all day and still be broke, unhealthy, and unfulfilled. Activity doesn't equal achievement. Focus on the few things that actually move the needle. The things that matter: building your business, improving your body, mastering your craft, expanding your mind. Cut the rest, delegate or delete. You don't need to do everything. You need to do the essential things with absolute precision and intensity. The problem with most people is they try to fit high performance into a low performance lifestyle. They want to win while living like losers. They want rewards without sacrifice, but real success costs everything. It costs your comfort. It costs your laziness. It costs your distractions. You want results. Then pay the price. Pay it daily. Pay it without negotiation. Pay it without looking for shortcuts. And while we're on it, stop looking for motivation. You're not a child. You don't need to feel like it. You need to do it. Winners don't rely on motivation. They rely on systems. They rely on standards. They've raised their baseline so high that what most people call extreme is just normal to them. That's the goal. Raise your baseline. Make excellence your default setting. Make intensity a habit. Make execution automatic. You've got to program your brain to move with urgency. There is no later. There is no tomorrow. There is only now. You think you have time. You don't. Every day you delay is a day you'll regret. You'll wake up one day and realize you wasted a decade, that you had the potential to build an empire but settled for a paycheck, that you had the strength to lead but chose to follow, that you had the discipline to dominate but chose the path of least resistance. Don't let that be your story. Your routine is your reality. If your day is built around distractions, laziness, and comfort, your life will reflect it. If your day is built around purpose, focus, and execution, your life will reflect that too. It's not rocket science, it's brutal honesty. Your habits expose you, your actions reveal your values, and your results never lie. Let me tell you something real: when you live like this, people will think you're crazy. They'll say you're too intense, too obsessed, too rigid. Let them talk. Their words are meaningless, their opinions are cheap. You don't need their validation, you need results, you need growth. You need to become the man you were meant to be, not for them, for you, because deep down you know you're capable of more. You've always known. That fire inside you, that restlessness, that's your potential trying to wake you up. Don't ignore it, fuel it. The world respects power, not potential, not dreams. Power, and power comes from discipline. Power comes from consistency. Power comes from doing what others won't, day after day, until they can't ignore you anymore. That's what this routine is about, not aesthetics, not trendy habits. Power. Control, mastery. You want those things, then live like it. Every hour, every decision, every moment. You don't get to be soft. You don't get to be average, not if you want greatness, not if you want to dominate. So build your life accordingly. Build it like a machine. A machine that moves, produces, executes no matter the circumstances. And when the world throws chaos your way, because it will, you don't break. You adjust, you adapt, you keep going, because that's what high performers do. They don't flinch, they don't complain. They respond with action, with dominance, with focus. So when your morning is locked in and the rest of your day is dialed, and you've built this system where every move is intentional, guess what? You become unstoppable. You stop hoping for success and start creating it. You stop looking up to others and start becoming someone worth looking up to. You stop wishing for more and start demanding more from yourself, from life, from everything around you. And that's the secret nobody tells you. The routine isn't about control for the sake of control. It's about becoming something different, becoming something rare, something disciplined, something dangerous, because in a world full of soft men, the one who lives with precision becomes a weapon. And that's exactly what you're building: a weapon that walks, talks, and executes. So if you've earned the morning, earn the rest of the day. If you've started strong, finish stronger. Don't fade, don't fall back. Expand, attack, grow. Stack so many wins by sundown that the world can't deny who you are. And when you go to sleep at night, you don't need validation. You don't need motivation. You sleep like a king because you lived like one. You gave everything, you left nothing on the table. You weren't perfect, but you were relentless, and that's what separates the wolves from the sheep, the killers from the cowards, the legends from the lost. So understand this: you don't rise by chance, you rise by choice. Every single day, you either step into the man you were born to be, or you retreat into comfort and excuses. Your routine is your weapon, your structure is your strength, and your discipline is your freedom. You want a life most men will never taste. Then you must live in a way most men never will. Own your mornings, dominate your days, crush your weaknesses, and remember the world bows to the man who refuses to break. Be that man, relentless, unshakable, unstoppable.